Good morning, students. I know there's been a couple requests regarding going over a few things about your upcoming assignments and your kind of upcoming kind of the end of the quarter sort of thing. So just kind of I'm going to go over a few of the assignments here real quick to make sure we're all on the same page. But first, let's kind of go over this and then I'll talk about the other stuff. So you have two things due on this Monday. So you have your R&O, which you should read, and you also have who you would fight for. That's due Monday morning. No exceptions on this. You have to have this done. No exceptions. None. Okay? Then you have a quiz, a very, very short quiz on Chapter 3. It's going to see some repeat questions there and stuff like that, but very, very short quiz on this. You get 25 minutes for 16 questions. Again, understand this. Every one of your quizzes and tests are open note, are completely open note. So when people ask for more time, you're not going to get more time. You're not, because it's open note. You should be reading beforehand. So when people send me messages, you need more time, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it because they're open note. You have to. I don't want to give you guys unlimited time because what's that going to show? How fast you can Google things and look things up in your book? That's not you telling me and showing me how much you know about the topic. So that's why there's time limit, as I explained to you at the beginning of the quarter. All right, as I explained to you. That's the whole point of putting time limits on. So you guys have to study a little bit and prepare a little bit for these. And you should have your notes out in front of you, okay? That's why. So I'm giving you 25 minutes for 16 questions. That's way more time than what I usually give. Your test on Friday, on the 14th, there'll be a test here that has to be done by Friday night. Zero exceptions. Zero exceptions, okay? Zero exceptions. So get that done, okay? Another thing, you'll notice here soon, I'm going to post this as an announcement, but you're going to have an online check-in that I'm going to post here after I upload this that says whether you understand the video. I'm talking to you right now, that you understand my expectations and you've listened to the whole thing. All right, you need to do that. Yeah, got to do it. Okay, so that'll be on, it'll show Thursday morning of next week. Must be done by Friday night. So you have Thursday to Friday night at midnight. No exceptions. None. No exceptions. Has to be done. If I wake up Saturday morning and log in and it's not done, you're getting a 0 on a big test, okay? You'll have whatever amount of questions that are on this test, you will get a minute per question. 1 minute per question. That is a lot of time. That's a lot of time. So once you open up the test, timer starts. Now, those that receive accommodations, you will get your accommodation time as you usually do. Okay, that test will be on chapter 3 and chapter 4, so it's going to be a bigger test. Okay, all right. The next thing, so we know all those expectations. Good. So let me go over and pull in my PDF of the textbook and kind of talk about things a little bit because I know some of you are confused. One person had a question about like the colonies and stuff like that. That's not as big of an issue for Chapter 4, but realize there are significant differences between the colonies. Going back into Chapter 3, there's big difference between the agricultural South and the more industrial North. Focus on this. How do they make their money? How are they settled? How they the people that establish those areas. We've been talking, or you've been reading a lot about these types of things. The North, Quakers, very religious, industrialized, shipping, lumber, food production. The South, as it says there, all about agriculture, all about farming of cash crops, all about using of slave labor, that triangle trade. Understand those types of things. Understand like the Stono Rebellion. It was started by Jemmy. It was started by that slave individual and started that rebellion. The Stono Rebellion is discussed within this chapter, talking about how it was one of the first armed revolts against the slave owners and how that terrified the South. It's all in this reading. Again, this is the nature of a online class. You have to read and look at things. You have to. Reading is so important. That's why then you have to do those discussion posts and stuff like that. Getting more into Chapter 4 really gets into the Declaration of Independence. It gets into, Why were people upset? Taxes, the military treatment, the intolerable acts. Look at all this. You have got to read this material. Now, if you're reading through this for your test and you get through this, come up with specific questions, okay? Come up. Now, I know I only gave you an R&O for, section 1, section 2, but you better be reading section 3 and 4. You need to read it, and I'll put that in the announcement. And I would have it read before that test. Take notes on it. Now, am I accepting notes? No, you don't have to, but you need to read through this. And if you have questions, like you don't understand the Second Continental Congress, ask me questions about it. Ask me specific questions. Just so I'm confused, Second Continental Congress. That's not a question. Specific questions, okay? Know that how, speaking of that Second Continental Congress, know how they came together and they established a military force. They put General George Washington in charge of it. Tell them, about the Battle of Bunker Hill. I posted on that PowerPoint. There's a video on the Battle of the Bunker Hill. And I will continue to post these little YouTube videos that will help you understand these topics better. You need to watch them. Do I know if you watch them? Nope. It's an online class. I don't know. But you need to watch them and then come up with those specific questions, okay? Know about the winning of the war, eventually, the victory at Yorktown, the victory at Saratoga, the Treaty of Paris. You need to know this information. Look through it. Read it. If you don't understand it, ask me specific questions, okay? So again, make sure to complete your R&O, but then probably take notes on section 3 and 4. Make sure to, let me go back here. Good. Go through this. You can see this is the Battle of Bunker Hill video I want you to watch. Go through and look at these expectations. Again, the only thing that's missing from here, or two things I should say, the check-in. The check-in will be due Saturday evening, okay? So most of you will watch the video today, and then the check-in will be due Saturday. No exceptions. It needs to be watched by tomorrow night. You need to do that online check-in. Remember, it was your responsibility. You agreed to this, okay? She has, everyone, not just she. I have a lot of female students in this class. You have an R&O due. You have this a test due. No exceptions. You have nothing on Tuesday. You have a quiz due on Wednesday morning. Got to have it done. You got the whole weekend to do this. And then you'll have a test opening on the 14th that'll be due Friday night. No exceptions. Again, you'll have an online check-in that is due tomorrow evening to make sure that you read and understand this video. Okay? That's what you got to do. If you have questions, shoot me an email, send me a Teams message, and I'll address them. Take care and good luck on your assignments.